The 1860s gold rush changed Idaho forever, but its deepest impact was never recorded, only remembered by the land. The real treasures, the ones no one speaks of, remained hidden, untouched. Even now, these mineral-rich mountains guard secrets too strange to explain. In the Sawtooth Wilderness, alpine lakes reflect jagged peaks with such perfect clarity. Some say they're not just reflections, but gateways to another world. But the mysteries don't end at the mountain peaks. From Shoshone Falls' thundering waters that shake the earth beneath your feet, to Castle Rock's ancient granite spires that rise like sentinels from another age. These forgotten places reveal a side of Idaho that challenges everything we thought we knew. Stay with me, because we're about to uncover Idaho's hidden wonders. Places so extraordinary that you'll wonder why no one ever told you about them before. Shoshone Falls on the Snake River is one of the tallest waterfalls in North America, dropping higher than Niagara Falls. In fact, it is often called the Niagara of the West, though its official name honours the Shoshone people who have lived in the region for centuries. Oral histories describe it as a gathering spot for ceremonies and a landmark guiding seasonal movements. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, irrigation projects transformed the surrounding region, using the river's power to support farming. The fall's origins are traced back to volcanic eruptions and catastrophic floods that carved the surrounding canyon. Snake River Canyon is a deep gorge in southern Idaho and is defined by its steep basalt cliffs. The deep walls reveal layers of rock formed over a long period, showing evidence of the forces that carved it. The canyon has been a natural barrier and a travel route for different groups throughout history. Today, the canyon is a destination for outdoor activities. The steep cliffs attract rock climbers, while trails and overlooks provide views of the landscape. The river running through the canyon continues to support wildlife and recreation. The Snake River is characterized by its powerful currents and hidden whirlpools, which have claimed boats and lives over the years. The river's name stems from a misunderstanding where early explorers misinterpreted indigenous hand gestures describing fishing with nets, motions they thought resembled a snake. Known for its fierce currents, the river hosts prehistoric sturgeon, some over 10 feet long, dubbed living fossils by biologists. These fish, older than the canyon itself, survived ice ages but now face threats from dams and pollution. Interestingly, the sturgeons most likely contributed to old legends that spoke of a river serpent that drags the unwary underwater. Perrine Bridge spans the Snake River Canyon, connecting communities on either side. It is named after I.B. Perrine, a businessman and farmer whose efforts turned dry land into farmland, changing the economy and landscape. The current structure is known for being a legal, year-round base jumping site, one of the few in the world. Jumpers use parachutes to descend into the canyon, attracting thrill seekers from different places. The bridge is also the location where one of the most famous stunt attempts happened in history. Daredevil stuntman Evel Knievel tried to jump the canyon near this spot using a rocket-powered cycle, though it failed as the parachute deployed too soon and caused him to land short of the other side. Not far from the bridge, Perrine Coulee Falls pours over the canyon's edge as it is fed by snowmelt and rain. Base jumpers use it as a landmark, timing leaps to avoid the spray, named for its jagged peaks resembling a saw's teeth. Sawtooth National Recreation Area was carved by glaciers and volcanic upheaval. Today, it is a federally protected wilderness with over 700 miles of trails, alpine lakes and rugged peaks. It is home to a wide variety of wildlife and lakes, such as the Pettit Lake. Known for its mirror-like reflections, Pettit Lake is a gateway to the backcountry, with trails leading to higher elevations and remote wilderness. It is defined by its calm waters, where canoeing and kayaking provide a quiet way to explore the shoreline. Commonly found in the Sawtooth Wilderness are the elk, roaming the lower valleys in herds that change size with the seasons. In the summer they spread out, feeding in open meadows and forests. During the colder months, they migrate to lower elevations, where food is easier to find. Bulls grow large antlers, using them in fierce battles during the rut, when they compete for mates. Calves learn to navigate rivers by following elders, their hooves clicking on river stones. A glacial gem, Toxaway Lake is a remote alpine lake in the Sawtooth Wilderness, accessed via a challenging backcountry trail. Its name derives from a term meaning place of thunder, referencing rock slides that echo across the basin. The water stays cold throughout the year, fed by melting snow from the surrounding peaks. Hikers report finding obsidian arrowheads near its shores. Masters of vertical terrain, mountain goats inhabit the rocky cliffs of the range as they lick mineral deposits from cliffs. Their thick white fur insulates them from the cold, while their strong hooves grip onto steep rock faces. These goats are rarely seen up close, as they prefer to stay on remote ledges far from human activity. In winter, they descend slightly to find food, but still remain in some of the most challenging terrain in the mountains. Isolated and steeped in lore, Barren Lake is a high-elevation body of water located in the Sawtooth Mountains. The water reflects the rugged peaks above, changing colour with the light and time of day. Hikers often camp nearby, using the lake as a base for exploring even higher into the mountains. Wolves are one of the top predators in the area, hunting in packs and covering long distances in search of prey. They communicate through howls, which reveal distinct family dialects, marking their territory and keeping in contact with their pack members. Wolves primarily hunt elk and deer, but will also scavenge or take down smaller animals when needed. They were specifically reintroduced in the 1990s, which has led to debates between conservationists, ranchers, and hunters, as their return has changed the balance of the ecosystem. Notably, the Galena pack gained notoriety for outsmarting hunters by mimicking helicopter sounds during a tracking operation. Redfish Lake is one of the largest and most accessible lakes in the area. It got its name from the massive salmon runs that once filled its waters. In the past, thousands of sockeye salmon swam upstream from the ocean to spawn in the lake, turning the water red. Over time, dams and fishing pressures reduced their numbers, but conservation efforts continue to support their return. Today, the lake is a popular recreation site, with boating, fishing, and camping along its shores. Another river gorge carved by the Snake River is Hell's Canyon, which is even deeper than the famous Grand Canyon. The area is notorious for Class 4 to 5 rapids, including Wild Sheep Rapids, which have overturned boats and claimed lives. The name likely originated from early settlers and miners who found its steep cliffs, rapids, and remoteness unforgiving. One story claims a frustrated explorer scrawled Hell's Canyon on a map after a failed expedition, though others attribute it to a miner's journal entry describing the terrain as Hell's Own Gorge. In 1975, a plane crashed in the canyon's depths, causing survivors to endure days in the wilderness before rescue. Notably, they have later recounted hearing eerie voices in the wind, a phenomenon locals blame on the canyon's acoustics. Named after a French-Canadian fur trapper who frequented the region, Payette Lake is a deep, glacially carved lake, known for its sudden storms and crystal-clear waters. Early settlers reported a mysterious lake monster, nicknamed Charlie, with sightings ranging from serpentine shapes to unexplained ripples. Sonar scans later revealed submerged logs, but the myth endures. The lake's eastern shore once hosted a steamship, the Idaho, which sank in a storm. McCall is a resort town on Payette Lake shores, famous for skiing, boating, and the annual winter carnival. It originally began as a logging town, with sawmills and lumber yards shaping its early economy. The forests around it supplied timber for construction and industry, and remnants of that history can still be seen. The town's biggest event is the Winter Carnival, which started as a way to bring people together during the cold months and has since turned into a large event featuring snow sculptures, parades, and winter sports. The Payette River is an 82-mile-long river in western Idaho, sharing its name with the lake. Known for its rapids, the Payette became a training ground for early whitewater pioneers and rafters. One rapid canyon drop capsized so many rafts that guides nicknamed it Swimsuit Alley. In the 20th century, the river was dammed for hydropower, submerging indigenous fishing sites. Although the remaining fish populations have had to adapt to changing water conditions, there are conservation efforts that focus on maintaining habitats for the remaining species. Located in central Idaho, Sun Valley is a resort city famous for its variety of year-round outdoor recreational activities. Developed in the 1930s as a winter tourism experiment, it became a magnet for Hollywood elites and athletes. In fact, the location was chosen because it had reliable snowfall and abundant sunshine, as well as being accessible by rail. Winter activities revolve around skiing and snowboarding, with runs designed for all skill levels. Ice skating has also been a major attraction, with world-class skaters performing in seasonal shows. In summer, the mountains and trails become a destination for hiking, mountain biking, paragliding, and even fly fishing. Music and arts festivals bring performances to outdoor venues, while the restaurants and shops remain active with visitors who come year-round. Established in 1936 by the Union Pacific Railroad, the resort pioneered innovations like the world's first chairlifts, designed by engineers who adapted banana conveyor systems from Central America. Its lodge became a playground for stars like Ernest Hemingway, who wrote parts of "For Whom the Bell Tolls There While Drinking." A fire in 1957 destroyed the original lodge, but its stone fireplace survived and remains a centerpiece of the rebuilt structure. The resort's outdoor ice rink, once frequented by Olympic skaters, still hosts figure skating shows under string lights. Carved into a mountain valley, Palisades Reservoir was created by damming the Snake River as it straddles the Idaho-Wyoming border. Its name comes from the steep, column-like cliffs flanking its shorelines. The dam was built as part of a project to control flooding and provide water for farming, as hydroelectric power from it supplies energy to nearby communities. Construction of the dam required workers to blast through rock to install spillways, prompting them to once joke that the concrete would outlast the mountains themselves. Water levels in the reservoir change depending on seasonal runoff, irrigation demand, and power generation. During dry years, exposed shorelines reveal tree stumps and remnants of areas once covered by water. Ospreys are among the most recognisable birds at Palisades Reservoir. These birds dive feet first to snatch fish, a technique so precise they succeed once every 4 attempts. Their rivalry with bald eagles is fierce, as eagles sometimes ambush ospreys mid-catch, stealing their prey. They build massive stick nests atop power poles and dead trees, often adding oddities like plastic bags or rope. When temperatures drop, ospreys travel long distances to warmer regions, sometimes flying thousands of miles. In the spring, many return to the same nesting sites each year, adding new material until their nests become massive. Mated pairs work together to raise their young, with one parent guarding the nest while the other hunts for fish. Lucky Peak State Park near Boise was created to provide outdoor recreation and protect the surrounding environment. Originally called Swan Falls Park, the area was renamed after a gold miner nicknamed Lucky struck a modest vein nearby. The park spans arid foothills and riverfront, once a stagecoach route plagued by bandits. Its demographic changes with the seasons, with warm months bringing boaters and swimmers, while cooler months attracting hikers and anglers. Lucky Peak Lake formed when the Boise River was dammed in the mid-20th century, submerging homesteads and indigenous fishing weirs. However, the dam has prevented major disasters by holding back excess water during heavy runoff years, controlling the lake's water levels. The structure itself is monitored regularly, as shifting water pressure can affect the land around it. Although fishing is a major attraction, stocking programs help maintain fish populations, causing some species to grow to impressive sizes. In the winter, ice fishing has also become a popular activity when conditions allow. The lake is also a destination for water sports, such as jet skiing, paddleboarding, and wakeboarding. In other areas of the lake where there are calmer waters, it is more common to see kayaking and canoeing. The city of Idaho Falls started as a small settlement along the Snake River and then grew when a ferry was established to help people cross the river. Originally named Eagle Rock for a nearby rock formation where raptors nested, it was renamed Idaho Falls in 1891 to attract tourists. Its grid-like streets still follow the original railroad platting, with alleys once used for horse-drawn freight wagons. Then, there is the city's namesake waterfall, which is actually a series of man-made waterfalls created by an early 20th century hydroelectric dam. Originally, the area had natural rapids, but they were altered to help control water flow and generate hydroelectric power. The falls also support fish populations, and certain seasons bring migrating birds that stop to feed along the water's edge. In fact, the dam's fish ladder was designed to help salmon navigate the drop. Completed in 1945, Idaho Falls Idaho Temple is a white-spired temple that was one of the first built by the LDS Church, outside its traditional strongholds. Its exterior uses quartz monzonite mined locally, while stained glass windows depicting wheat sheaves were crafted in Czechoslovakia. However, construction of the temple required careful planning due to the location near the river, as engineers worked to ensure the foundation would hold up against shifting soil and potential flooding. Named for its stark, otherworldly terrain, Craters of the Moon National Monument and Preserve is a surreal volcanic landscape formed by ancient lava flows. Early explorers compared the area to the surface of the Moon because of its dark, rocky appearance. The volcanic activity that created this landscape lasted thousands of years, leaving behind craters, cinder cones, and underground tunnels formed by flowing lava. One of the most interesting features of the preserve is its caves. These caves are actually lava tubes, underground passages created when the outer layer of molten lava cooled while the hot liquid continued to flow inside. When the lava drained away, it left behind hollow tunnels, some of which are large enough to explore. Explorers in the 1920s dubbed them subterranean forests for their twisted lava formations, some resembling roots or branches. Boise National Forest covers a vast area of mountains, rivers and forests, sharing its name with the river that cuts through it and the mountain range it hosts. Established in the early 20th century to protect timber reserves, it became a refuge for miners, loggers, and outlaws fleeing the law. Interestingly, wildfires have played a major role in shaping the landscape, with some areas having burned and regrown multiple times, creating a patchwork of forests at different stages of recovery. Fire crews monitor and manage these events, sometimes using controlled burns to prevent larger disasters. Today, it is known for outdoor recreation, wildlife, and natural landmarks such as the Boise Mountains. These granite peaks, part of a larger range, were carved by glaciers into jagged ridges. Prospectors scoured them for gold, leaving behind ghost towns where collapsing cabins cling to cliffs. Modern visitors explore the mountains for hiking, off-road driving and winter sports. Bald eagles are one of the most recognised birds in the national forest, where they prefer to live near rivers and lakes to hunt fish. Their sharp talons and strong beaks allow them to snatch fish from the water with precision. However, despite their powerful image, they sometimes steal food from other birds or scavenge carrion when hunting isn't successful. Eagles build large nests, often in tall trees with a clear view of the surrounding area. These nests are made of sticks and can be reused for years, growing larger each season as new material is added. Like other large birds of prey like ospreys, eagle pairs usually return to the same nesting area, raising their young until the eaglets are strong enough to fly. In the 1960s, DDT pesticide use in the area unfortunately caused many nesting failures, but populations rebounded post-ban. Kirkham Hot Springs is one of the best-known geothermal features in Boise National Forest. Located along the South Fork of the Payette River, the natural springs produce steaming water that cascades down rocks into natural pools. The pool's tiered formations, created by mineral deposits, resemble melted candle wax. Magic Reservoir is a man-made lake created by the construction of the Magic Dam on the Bigwood River. Before the dam, the Bigwood River flowed freely, creating a landscape of seasonal floods and dry spells, which made it hard for farmers to grow crops without a steady water supply. The dam was then built in the early 20th century to water crops. It allowed for more consistent irrigation and expanded farming opportunities. In fact, its name traces to early settlers who marvelled at how the arid valley transformed post-damming, representing a magic trick of irrigation. However, water levels still fluctuate based on snowfall and rainfall, sometimes leaving large areas of exposed lakebed during dry years. As a popular fishing spot, anglers have swapped tales of a colossal, scarred trout that vanishes when hooked, blamed on methane bubbles rising from decaying vegetation. Castle Rock State Park is home to fascinating rock formations resembling castle ruins, with trails and climbing routes. The area served as a seasonal hunting ground for indigenous tribes who left behind grinding stones used to process seeds. In the 19th century, pioneers blazed trails through the rocks, carving initials into soft quartz. Originally a private ranch owned by railroad magnates, Harriman Wildlife Refuge was donated for conservation in the early 20th century. Its name honours the family who transformed the land from cattle grazing to a sanctuary for migratory birds. The refuge is a major stop for migratory birds, drawing species that depend on the calm waters and feeding grounds, such as pelicans and swans. American white pelicans flock here during migration, their wingspans eclipsing most other birds. Unlike coastal pelicans, these freshwater giants fish cooperatively, herding prey into shallow water with synchronized wing slaps. Their curved bills, which can hold 3 gallons of water, double as fishing nets as they glide low over the water, using updrafts to stay in the air with minimal effort. During the breeding season, pelicans develop a distinctive ridge on their beaks, which disappears once mating is over. They build nests in colonies on islands or remote shorelines, keeping their eggs safe from predators. While they appear graceful in flight, their landings are awkward, often ending in a splash as they settle on the water. Trumpeter swans, reintroduced after near extinction, dominate the refuge's ponds. They are the largest waterfowl in North America, with powerful wings and deep, resonant calls that carry across the water. These birds mate for life, forming strong bonds with their partners as they work together to build large nests made of reeds and grasses near the water's edge. Unlike ducks, they do not dabble on the surface, but pull up food from the lake bed by dipping their long necks into the water to reach aquatic plants. Their feeding habits help maintain the health of the wetlands by controlling plant growth. Though elegant in appearance, swans can be aggressive when defending their nests, using their strong wings to chase away potential threats such as other birds and humans who venture too close. Swan Valley is a quiet area along Snake River, named after the trumpeter swans that migrate through and use the waterways as feeding and nesting grounds. Early settlers drained wetlands for agriculture, but remnants of wild ryegrass still fringe old irrigation ditches. The valley's dirt roads follow paths carved by cattle drives, where ranchers once clashed with homesteaders over water rights. Fall Creek Falls is a multi-tiered waterfall that cascades over rocky ledges into the Snake River. The falls are fed by Fall Creek, which starts in the mountains and winds through the valley before reaching the drop. Unlike many waterfalls that are hidden deep in canyons or require long hikes, Fall Creek Falls is visible from the road. Indigenous peoples used the area's obsidian deposits to craft tools, leaving behind flakes now buried under pine duff. Prospectors later misread glittering mica in the cliffs as gold, dynamiting sections in a futile search. Interestingly, a rare moss grows only behind the fall's spray zone, which biologists suspect originated from spores carried in Pioneer-era sheep wool. As one of the few man-made geysers in the world, Soda Springs Geyser owes its existence to a 1930s drilling mishap. Engineers seeking a hot water source for a pool struck a pressurised geothermal aquifer, unleashing a spontaneous eruption. Today, it still continues to erupt every hour consistently. Priest Lake is a remote body of water in northern Idaho, which got its name from Catholic missionaries who arrived in the area to work with indigenous groups. Originally a seasonal fishing and hunting ground, its deep, clear waters later drew loggers who floated timber to mills via the lake's interconnected channels. Today, the lake's depth and clarity have made it a point of interest for divers who explore these forgotten remnants of the logging industry. Originally a railroad watering stop, the town of St. Anthony was named by Catholic settlers, invoking Saint Anthony of Padua, patron saint of lost things. The town became a hub for trade and transport, with ranchers, loggers and farmers using it as a supply point. Located near Yellowstone National Park, St. Anthony is also home to many sprawling dunes, which are North America's largest inland sand sea. In modern times, the dunes have become a destination for off-road vehicles, with riders navigating steep slopes and shifting terrain. Some dunes reach heights that challenge even experienced riders, creating a playground for motorsports. Island Park is a high-elevation area in eastern Idaho known for its forests, rivers, and outdoor recreation. Unlike most towns, it stretches out along a single highway, with homes and businesses spread over a long distance, rather than clustered together. Formed by the damming of the Henry's Fork River, this lake of the same name helps control flooding and generates hydroelectric power. The dam itself is an earth-fill structure designed to blend into the landscape while holding back the large volume of water. Below the dam, the river flows through a canyon, creating some of the best fly fishing waters in the region. The lake's name honours Andrew Henry, a fur trader who explored the region in the early 1800s. His camp, allegedly near the lake's current inlet, left no trace beyond ledger entries describing mosquitoes thick as smoke. Moose thrive in Island Park's wetlands, wading chest-deep to feed on aquatic plants. Their hollow-haired coats provide insulation, allowing them to endure sub-zero winters. They are also strong swimmers and can dive underwater to eat aquatic plants, as their long legs allow them to wade through deep snow in winter, giving them an advantage over other animals that struggle in heavy drifts. Calves learn to dive within weeks of birth, a survival tactic against wolves. Despite their imposing size, moose are surprisingly fast and can charge if they feel threatened. They are known for their unpredictable behaviour, sometimes standing still for long periods before suddenly running through the brush. Completed in the 1930s, Island Park Dam's construction faced setbacks, including a winter flood that washed away equipment. Workers joked that the river had a grudge, as ice jams repeatedly delayed progress. The dam's spillway, designed to mimic natural cascades, unintentionally became a trout habitat, attracting anglers to its aerated pools. Caribou-Targhee National Forest stretches across mountains, valleys and rivers, covering southeastern Idaho and western Wyoming. Indigenous groups travelled through the area for centuries, following game trails and seasonal migrations. Early settlers brought in grazed sheep, leaving behind skeletal cabins and rusted sheep herder stoves. One of the most well-known landmarks in Caribou-Targhee National Forest is Mesa Falls. A two-tiered waterfall on the Henry's Fork River, Mesa Falls plunges over ancient volcanic rock. The name refers to the flat-topped cliffs flanking the falls, carved by lava flows and erosion. In the 1970s, activists staged a sit-in on the fall's brink to block development and successfully preserved the fall's untamed flow. The Lochsa River is known for its fast-moving water, winding through rugged mountains and dense forests. The name Lochsa comes from a word meaning rough water, a fitting description for a river with strong rapids and sharp turns. It remains one of the few undammed rivers in the region and flows freely. In fact, the river has become a well-known destination for whitewater rafting and kayaking, with the rapids being some of the most challenging in the region during peak runoff. City of Rocks National Reserve is home to a unique landscape of granite spires and rocky monoliths. Pioneers on the California Trail dubbed it the Silent City after navigating its maze-like formations by moonlight, guided by the glint of quartz veins. It has long since attracted many adventurous rock climbers and hikers, as it offers maze-like paths between boulders and challenging routes on the granite walls. The largest city of Idaho, Boise serves as the state's capital, as well as a centre for trade, government, and transportation. The city's name derives from French, which meant wooded, coined by fur trappers who marvelled at cottonwoods lining the river. Founded as a military fort in the 1860s, Boise was once a supply centre for miners and ranchers. Its grid streets follow the original fort's layout, with alleys once hosting horse auctions and blacksmiths. Completed in the early 20th century, the Idaho State Capitol is a neoclassical building that was constructed using sandstone quarried nearby. Its dome, initially gilded with real gold leaf, was stripped during wartime metal drives and later replaced with imitation gold. The Capitol's underground tunnels were once used to ferry coal to boilers, though now house maintenance crews who joke about ghost stokers rattling pipes. Today, lawmakers continue to meet here to shape policies that affect the entire state. Tours are also available to the public, allowing visitors to see the legislative chambers, old courtrooms, and architectural details. Boise Depot is a historic Spanish-style train depot that once welcomed passengers like presidents and film stars. Constructed by the Union Pacific Railroad in 1925, it debuted during a time when rail travel was expanding, allowing passengers and goods to move more efficiently. Although regular train service no longer runs through the station, the depot remains an important landmark, with the interior being preserved. Camel's Back Park is a popular urban park in the city that features an outdoor space with trails, open fields, and slopes. Historically named for a camel-shaped hill formed by ancient dunes, the park became a sledding hotspot as early as the 1920s. In the 1960s, there was even a significant event where locals halted a highway expansion by staging picnics on the hill. Today, events are often held in grassy areas, bringing people together for outdoor concerts, festivals, and fitness gatherings. The trails at the park connect to a larger network that leads into the foothills, giving hikers and bikers access to more challenging routes. The Spirit of Boise Balloon Classic is an annual hot air balloon festival held in the city. This event began in the 1990s when a rogue hot air balloon landed in a farmer's field, sparking the idea for a festival. Pilots now compete in splash and dash races, dipping baskets into the river. In 2005, there was an incident where a balloon had accidentally snagged on a downtown building, dangling occupants until firefighters rescued them. Even so, that has not deterred the event's popularity, with it continuing for several days, though this depends on varying weather conditions every year. Spirit Lake is a glacial lake in northern Idaho with volcanic origins, filling a caldera formed by an ancient eruption. The lake's name reflects native beliefs that its waters held spiritual power, serving as a gathering place for vision quests and ceremonies. One of the lake's unusual features is that it has two separate outlets, an uncommon trait for most natural lakes. This causes water to flow in two directions, feeding different river systems. The lake is also known for a rare phenomenon where floating logs appear to stand upright in the water, a result of submerged timber resurfacing after breaking loose from the lake bed. Holding the title of Idaho's highest mountain range is the Lost River Range, a limestone and granite spine that has been shaped by tectonic collisions. Its namesake refers to the Lost River, which disappears underground into the rocky terrain before resurfacing miles away. The range is also home to the state's tallest summit at 12,622 feet, Bora Peak on Mount Bora. One of the most dramatic events in the mountain's history happened when a major earthquake caused part of the peak to rise even higher. Salmon Falls Dam is a concrete dam on the Salmon Falls Creek, creating a reservoir that supplies water to farms and communities downstream. Before the dam was built, it was once a key migration route for salmon. These resilient fish swam upstream to spawn, but the barrier prevented them from reaching their historical spawning grounds. Over time, the fish disappeared from the upper sections of the creek, though the name remains as a reminder of their presence. Construction of the dam was a major project, requiring workers to carve out space in the canyon walls. Supplies had to be transported by wagon, and early equipment often broke down in the harsh conditions, though the dam was still successfully completed. This is Idaho, a land of hidden wonders and remarkable architectural marvels. Now, if you don't want to miss the most unreal wonders of South Dakota, check out this video.